Russia responding after the assassination of their ambassador to Turkey. Andrei Karlov was gunned down at an art exhibit yesterday by a man shouting, "Don't forget Aleppo, don't forget Syria." A Russian President Vladimir Putin says Karlov was killed to sabotage ties with Turkey.
There's only one possible response to this: the strengthening of the fight against terror, and bandits will feel it themselves.
Amy Kellogg live for us in Milan with more. Amy, how is Russia reacting?
Well, the picture that has emerged, Heather, in the aftermath of yesterday's assassination of Russia's ambassador really has been one of unity. The foreign ministers of Russia, Turkey, and Iran are meeting in Moscow. This was a pre-planned meeting. They're discussing the situation in Syria. And in that time, Russia has been very quick to thank Turkey for its fast response to the murder of its diplomat, which happened yesterday in an art museum in Ankara, when this off-duty local riot police officer slipped somehow into the entourage, listened to the ambassador begin his opening remarks at a benign photography exhibit, and then fired at least 8 shots into his back before shouting, "Allahu Akbar," and "Don't forget Syria, don't forget Aleppo." Ambassador Andrei Karlov had been through many ups and downs in Russia's relationship with Turkey, which is on the opposite side of the Syria conflict. After Turkey shot down a Russian military jet engaged in the Syria conflict last year, those relations were all but cut. Those relations had only recently got back on track, and President Putin said he saw this as a possible motivation for the murder of his ambassador.
The committed crime is undoubtedly a provocation aimed at derailing the ties between Russia and Turkey, as well as the peace process in Syria, which is actively promoted by Russia, Turkey, Iran, and other countries interested in the regulation of inter-Syrian conflict.
Both Putin and Turkey's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, have said, Heather, that simply such a rupture will not happen. Heather.
So, Amy, how might the meeting in Moscow impact the situation in Syria?
Heather, the evacuation plan drawn up to protect civilians who are trapped in East Aleppo was done by Russia and Turkey together. So it really is in everyone's interest for that plan to hold and for the talks to continue at pace. But obviously, there will still be people in Russia, there will be public opinion that may question Russia's involvement in the conflict in Syria, and also may question Russia's relationship with Turkey. We had one person who was at the memorial for the slain ambassador, Andrei Karlov, saying, "Don't trust Turkey's president. He says one thing, he does another." So time will tell how this all plays out. In the meantime, Putin has vowed to step up security at Turkish installations, embassies, or consulates, that kind of thing, in Russia to protect any sort of backlash on the street. Heather.
All right, thank you. Amy Kellogg live for us. Thanks.